Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to tell you 10 things that you should do before going back to school because they will make your life so much easier throughout the school year. Now, I'm actually in the middle of my school year at the moment, but I know everybody in America and England and all over that side of the world are going back to school very soon. So if you're one of those people, I really hope this video helps you out. This is also a group collaboration video with Genevieve Burley and Annie Bell. I'll link all of their channel details down below. You should definitely go check them out because they both have awesome channels. And now here are my top 10 things to do before going back to school. Number 1 is to think about what extracurricular activities you're going to do throughout the school year and how you're going to be able to balance them with your life. So maybe you're just going to keep carrying on your ones from the year before, maybe you want to try something new, maybe you want to drop something because you had too much. Have a think about it and make sure you've got all of that organized and you know you're going to be able to fit it all in around your schoolwork before you go back to school. Tip number 2 is a very important one in my opinion, and it is to figure out how you're going to organize your life this school year. What did you do last year? Did it work? Do you want to do the same thing? Do you want to try something different? Are you going to use a paper planner or the calendar app on your iPhone? What are you going to use to organize your life? You need to have a method in place ready to go on the very first day of school, because once you let things get out of control, then it's really hard to try and get everything back together. If you're organized from the very start, it just makes life so much easier. Tip number 3 is to organize and tidy your desk and your room. Before going back to school is the perfect time to do this because more often than not, you won't have time to do it once you've gone back to school. And starting the school year with a nice, fresh, clean, tidy room is just such a good way to start. You could even take the time to rearrange your room, shift some things around if you want, redecorate it, but you don't have to do that. Just try and make it neat, tidy, and make sure everything has a place where it goes. It will make your life so much easier during the school year because you'll just be a lot more organized. And you don't have to waste time tidying your room during the school year. If you've done a huge clean at the start of the year, then you can just maintain that throughout the year. And going alongside that, tip number 4 is to clear your digital clutter. And this is also really just as important as clearing your physical clutter. So by digital clutter, I mean on your phone or laptop or iPad or whatever electronic devices you have. Make sure everything is neat and organized and in folders and not 1,000 screenshots all over your desktop, and make sure all your devices have enough storage space left so you can actually make new documents on your computer and things like that. I struggle a lot with this one because of YouTube. I have so many like clips of videos and stuff that I always run out of storage space. So make sure you've just tidied all your digital stuff. It makes a really big difference and again just helps to keep you organized. Tip number 5 is to set goals for the school year, and I know this is a very typical tip, but that's because it's actually really important. I've actually made a whole video about how to set goals, so I'll link it up here if you're interested in that. But definitely, I just think setting goals is so important because it just means you have something to work towards, and I think you're always a lot more productive. You want to get things done more if you do have a goal or aim to work towards. Tip number 6, again, is quite typical. It is to make sure you've purchased all your textbooks and stationery, but do not go overboard. You don't need hundreds and thousands of different types of pens and paper and notebook. You only need a notebook for each subject, a file for each subject, and a pencil case full of pens that work. You don't need heaps of stuff, so don't go overboard purchasing so many things that you're not going to use. Often when you go back to school shopping, you see all this lovely stationery that you think is going to help you be so productive, but just try and hold back from buying too much stuff because you won't use it all. Just buy the things that you actually think you'll get proper use out of. Tip number 7 is to that's 6. Tip number 7 is to make sure you have done all of your holiday homework. I just do not understand how some people have 6 weeks of holidays. no school, and they have this much of a textbook to read, and they still somehow manage to not get it done. Get all your holiday homework done, because if you don't, then you're going to have to do it during school when you've got so many more other things on your plate. You've got the whole holidays. Just set aside a little bit of time just to get your holiday homework done. It'll just make your life so much easier when you're back at school. And going along with that, tip number eight is to try and get ahead on your schoolwork if you can. Now, you don't have to do this, but I like to try and do just little things to get ahead. Like if you do a language, then maybe memorize some verbs, or I don't know, I don't do a language anymore. But memorization things I think are often good to get out of the way during the holidays, and just have a flick through your textbook, look at the syllabus, see what you're going to be learning that year, especially if you're going into year 11 or 12 or whatever the equivalent is outside of Australia. If you're going into your kind of senior years of high school, I think it's definitely worth just having a look at what you'll be learning next year and maybe trying to get ahead on just a little bit. But your holidays are for relaxing, so don't forget to have some fun as well. Tip number 9 is to find your school uniform and make sure it all fits. Now, I don't know if you guys have a school uniform, but in Australia we do have school uniforms, and often I get to the start of the school year thinking I haven't grown at all over the summer, and then I, number 1, can't find my school uniform anywhere, and number 2, after I find it, I figure out that I have grown and need to go get some more uniform. Or maybe your uniform has changed, like I know next year in year 12 we have a different coloured jumper, so you might have to go get new uniform, or if you need a special uniform for a sport that you do, or what am I doing with my hands, I don't know. But make sure you have all of the school uniform and bags and stuff that you will need for your first day of school. And tip number 10 is a nice one, and it is to finish that holiday bucket list. Your holidays ultimately are for relaxing and having fun and having time to do things that you want to do, and that is where your bucket list comes in, or your to-do list, or whatever you want to call it for your holidays. Make sure you spend some time having fun and getting those things done that you want to do. Maybe it's a personal project or something. For me, over the holidays I really enjoy getting to film more YouTube videos and kind of vamping up my YouTube channel a little bit, because that is something that I really love to do and don't have that much time during school to do it. So yeah, if you have something like that that you want to do on the holidays, then make sure you actually do it and just have fun and enjoy yourself, because your holidays are your time for doing things that you want to do. And those are all of my tips for what you should do before going back to school. I'm not sure how helpful they were, but if you found them helpful, then give this video a thumbs up to let me know, and comment down below if you have any other tips, because there are thousands and I'm sure you guys will have some great ones. Make sure to go check out Genevieve and Annie's channels. I'll link all of their details in the description down below, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't for more videos just like this one, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!